There are many myths and or misconceptions about homeschooling out there. Some of them are a little laughable. Some, we really truly can believe them and they are believable. And yet others can sound plausible. So this is where you actually really need to take time to research from both sides and to be open to new ideas. It sort of surprises me, some of these misconceptions and myths about homeschooling that are still out there, especially as we've seen such a growth in homeschooling over these past few years. But let's take a look at them and bring some light to them. Let's bust them. Hi, and welcome to Learning Life. And thank you so much for joining me today as, you know what, we have a little bit of fun busting some myths. Look, I love to bring about parenting, about education. If you know me, this is my heart, homeschooling, it's all there. And I love to research and I love to bring that forward. And this is what I do with these videos because I want to be there as a resource and to help you. And so I do thank you so much for watching. And I thank you for your likes and your subscribes. Not too late. You can you can subscribe, you can share with your friends. Let's be part of this learning life together. Now, these myths and these misconceptions, I said they're still around. And we've seen such a growth in homeschooling over the years. And it's why are they still there? And I think because they just get spoken about so much. And maybe there's not enough voices rising up to answer them. But let's have a look at some. Homeschool children are not socialized. This one is perhaps the most number one prevalent stereotype of homeschoolers. And you decide to homeschool and you will be asked several times by different family members, oh, but will I get socialization? I always think that that's just become a funny question to me. Do we truly understand what socialization is? And, when they're oh, but your children won't get socialization. You know what? We're so used to being school focused. And by that, I mean that you get to a certain age and that's when you start going to school and that's where learning happens. And so when we think that schooling is what defines a child's life, then we feel that this is where socialization happens. But what if you were to find out that it's not? Because it is so much more than just interacting with other children in the same age group. A child who is homeschooled has the opportunity to connect not only with family, especially their parents, but also their neighbors and friends and members of the community, and can do it so much more often, so much more frequently. How much of that is happening in schools? Do you want to know more about this? You can check out my vlog on this socialization controversy. The link is down below. Parents are not qualified to teach. Oh, excuse me. Interesting. And, and I've heard that before, parents are not qualified to teach. You have to be a teacher. Look, I am a trained teacher. I went to university, got the degrees. I've been in the classrooms. I have worked there. But this is coming from me that in that, I truly believe that parents are the most important teachers in their child's life. And they always have been. They've been teaching from the moment that they were born. Really, the moment that you became a parent, you are equipped to teach your child, even if you don't feel like it. Look, it's going to be, a series of events, and you are going to try something and fail. You're going to try something and succeed. This is what it is. Look, you may not be a trained teacher, but you know your child best. And guess what? Your child's academic success is not related to whether or not you were trained. In you, your children have the best teachers because they trust you and they know you and they know where you're at and that they have your support. There are so many resources available for parents that honestly not knowing a subject isn't going to hold anyone back. I know that the upper levels of science and the upper levels of math are not my strengths for teaching, but I can learn about it and I can teach, and I can come to it. And, this is great. We've got all of that. So when it comes to homeschooling, the best thing that we can do is know how to be our child's education champion, just really champion we are going to learn and we're going to do this together. And you can do that or without ever getting a teaching degree. Homeschooling is just picking curriculum and teaching it. Many people, and I've seen this time and time again, this is how they approach homeschooling because they understand the school system. You go to school, you have a curriculum, you're in 3rd grade, you learn this, you're in 4th grade, you learn this. And so when we understand that, many people are trying to bring that back into their homes when it comes to homeschooling. But what if you were to know that actually choosing your curriculum isn't the first thing to do? And what if you knew that there are other really, really important aspects of homeschooling that you really need to know first or to work out first? Really, there is so much more to homeschooling than just your curriculum choice. It's not just deciding we are going to homeschool and then picking that curriculum. Honestly, too many do this and then they're frustrated with this choice. I know this because I've had friends, I've had other people reach out and be like, yeah, I'm frustrated, largely because really they're using what their friends use and recommended, and it's actually not right for them and their children. Because I really believe that choosing curriculum with confidence is powerful. And when you choose curriculum that is right for your child, it's going to save you so much frustration and save you those headaches. And that when you choose that curriculum and that you can walk into it because you've worked out these other things, that it's going to encourage you in your teaching, and that is freeing. So I am firmly against that you decide on that you're going to homeschool and then you choose your curriculum. So much so, I do actually teach that in my homeschooling course. The link is below. And I teach you those other things first because I just want to set people up for success and to really feel that this myth, we can just, chuck that one out. Look, these are just 3 homeschooling myths. There are more, and we will look at more in the next video. But let me ask, what are your feelings about these myths? Do you agree with my thoughts? How do you feel about socialization and curriculum choice and all that? I would love to know your thoughts. Comment down below. I would love to just hear because, as I said, I like to research and I like to hear what other people think because I want to have an open mind and being I hadn't thought of that before. Look, thank you so much for watching today, for being part of this learning life. And, you can help me get these videos out. You can do that by becoming a champion. So you can check that out at patreon.com or at my website, LearningThis.Life.